Yay, hello, hello, and welcome to this week Training Tuesday Live. We're magnet marketers. Our goal is always to help you become a magnet with your marketing versus being a bullhorn. And today we're coming to you with some updates that are reflective of Now Marketing Group and Social Media Week Lima, the event that we host each year, as well as some exciting news of some things that we're going to be rolling out. So really, this is for our tribe, our people that are here each week that have heard about this event, and some exciting things that even if you haven't or haven't been able to sign up for Social Media Week Lima, that's okay. We got some exciting news for you that we'll be sharing today is in the form of a masterclass that we'll be rolling out. So stick around for the goodies and all the info. Ask away your questions. But before we dive into all the nitty gritty, hello, if we've not met before, my name is Jessica Phillips with Now Marketing Group and the Relationship Marketing System and the host of Social Media Week Lima. And my awesome co-host, he's Mike Gingrich. He's the president of Digital Hill, the co-founder of the popular apps Loftio, Tabsite, published author extraordinaire, and I believe 5 or 6 time speaker at Social Media Week Lima. Is that right, Mike?
Yes, absolutely. So been there all the days, early Howard Johnson days, and moved into the University of Northwest Ohio Center, and I've traveled with it. It's been great.
He's a Social Media Week Lima OG, people. That's what you're hearing here first. But if you've not heard about Social Media Week Lima, it's an event like no other, okay? I'll first say that. But share with us if you've attended the event or have followed along with Social Media Week Lima and know what we're talking about. And I'll break down what the conference is and some changes and pivots that we had to make, of course, this year with all that 2020 has brought our way. So Social Media Week Lima, though, is a 2-day event that's held in Lima, Ohio, my hometown, where Now Marketing Group is founded. And we like to bring together some of the best, I like to call it the good vibe tribe people, where we're bringing in some of the best speakers in digital marketing that have the biggest hearts for a theme that we pick each year. So the theme has been, funny enough, the theme one of our very first years at the Howard Johnson days, and this is 5-6 years ago, was 2020, the future of business in 2020 and what it's going to look like, where we talked about where experiences are going to be that number one deciding factor and how people need to have their businesses set up online. So it's kind of fun to look back at those flashbacks. But then other topics like craveable, building a craveable brand, how to create that irresistible brand to keep people coming back for more. We've also had the human experience. So how to build a human experience focused business. So lots of things that kind of had this energy and undertone to relationship marketing. And we break down that concept from start to finish. Day 1, day 2, it's where we get hands-on and kind of to the nitty-gritty on how you apply that principle to the platform. Because we're a firm believer it's not that you need another tool or anything. It's really the technique that goes into using those tools. And so it's a very intimate group of, we have right around 400 people that attend each year, lots of speakers, but it's something that really you have to experience, I think, in person. And Mike, what's been your experience with the event since you've been kind of that OG that's been back several times?
Yeah, well, I think, number one, I mean, it's grown over the years, and I think in the early years, obviously you had a smaller speaker lineup, and there was maybe some less attendees, that kind of thing. But what always stood out to me in the early years was just the audience, the energy and interactivity, hunger for learning, and just positive vibe that the audience had. They were there to get with it, get connected, engage, ask great questions, that type of thing. And then what's been interesting to see is as it's ramped up and more people have come, that's maintained. So it's attracting, a vibe, a tribe that is really interested in this. And then you've grown the speaker lineup, and I mean, just bar none, an excellent group of speakers. I mean, I love connecting with that audience, that group of speakers, just some of the best in the industry in many different areas, bringing them in. And they also then it's just a carryover. They have that kind of giving vibe, and you've facilitated ways for that to connect. And so that's what's made it, grow but stay intimate, scale but keep the same, this energy and interactivity. So just tons of positive things to say about it, and all the interactions, again, both with attendees and with speakers. Being there multiple years, of course, I've gotten to know attendees who return. So it's crazy. Like, I would have met them one year. They come up and ask me something after a session, and then I see them the next year and the next year and the next year. And we have this rapport that says, like, "All right, good to see you again." Yeah. And that type of thing. So it's been fun.
I love seeing that, and that's what it's about. So we not only, when we're on here and we call this Magna Marketers, we talk about relationship marketing, like for real, that's what we do for our clients too. So, I want to give you kind of just the backstory super quick on Social Media Week Lima for anyone that hasn't heard it. But we started this because I attended first Social Media Marketing World and was just hooked on meeting people just like me that were passionate about it, that got how you could use social media as a way of connecting on a meaningful level to build relationships with your audience. And I wanted to bring back that training and that community aspect to Ohio, and more importantly to Lima, Ohio, in this smaller community where we're just a little bit slower to kind of catch up sometimes on those trends, as well as it's hard to get to an event. So our closest big airport is almost 2 hours away. There's some smaller ones that are a little over an hour away. So it's a big challenge to get to some of these big events, as well as the cost. Many of those events were, upwards of $1,200 and on up. So long story short, we brought the event right after we got back, literally right after I got back from Social Media Marketing World. It was only about 5-6 weeks after that where we hosted our first Social Media Week Lima in our office. So we had about 30 people there and brought in some marketers from around the area to talk about social media and what was to come, how they could really use it the right way, that not just another broadcast tool to do marketing, but really to use it for engaging. So it was so well received because of the community that was built there and just the information that was given, that we decided to have this again the next year. And we knew that we needed to have a bigger space because our office was packed. Our neighbors were very accommodating for the parking, but not too happy about it for the day because we were like maxed out all the parking spaces between our team and the people that were there. So we ended up growing it and bringing it to, again, like you said, the Howard Johnson there locally, and then ultimately with our partnership with UNOH to the UNOH Event Center. But the reason that community has attracted such people is that we all believe in the right way of doing marketing. So our clients, it's another way that we give our tickets to our clients for free so they can stay abreast, like what's happening. Our team members can get immersed into the world of all the people that they're learning from, that I'm, sending trainings to them each week from peers that really know their stuff, and then the community, right? So that's been the goal, and that has been how it's grown. And I've loved it too, because it's something to give back to the community, one, and two, I get to see all my favorite people and meet new people that truly get relationship marketing. And even Kathy, good to see you on here. And I'm going to answer your question if you haven't seen the email that we sent out. And I will share the email message. But the 2-day also split with the event is that day one, and both days, I should say, everybody's all together too. You're all going through the same process. You're all learning at the same time, and you're all able to have community with each other to kind of discuss your business and how you've tried a few things in it, right? As well as what you've picked up from the speakers, and have that time to really collaborate together and talk to the speakers there, because everybody's just in community. It's not like speakers are here, right? And then attendees are here. Everybody's really just in community with each other.
So shout out to, hey, Kathy, and Jeff DeHaven.
Hey,
good to have you here, buddy. Miss him too as well.
Amazing characters of the speakers. and attendees there too. So she does a great job on the characters. So thank you, Kathy, for that.
I had the privilege
go ahead.
I had the privilege of kind of leading a small business panel on day 2 the last couple of years. So that's been a great kind of experience because, day 1, maybe you're hearing from some of the industry speakers, somebody, speaking specifically about Facebook ads or Facebook groups and, different pieces of social media, LinkedIn, and then day 2. So I got to basically, sit with a panel and kind of ask them questions. These were local Greater Lima area businesses and how they're doing it, what they're doing with social media, and so that's that's very practical. Those in the audience are hearing us talk about, okay, so what did you do? How did you do this? Or is this working or this isn't working? You hear them give firsthand information. We've had success here. We had to change this. We did this.
Exactly. And it's an e-commerce business, a brick and mortar business, and a business that works business to business. We try to bring in real businesses that have different kind of setups that have all used social to truly help one another. So I love this event, right? It's been my baby, if you will, my other child for the events, not something that we're making a lot of money off of. But it is something that means a lot more than just hosting some training sessions online because of the community. Like the things that we're talking about and the intimacy is one of the big things with Social Media Week Lima. So of course, with all the things that have been happening in 2020, we've pushed it back. Originally, the conference each year is in June. So it's usually like that third week in June. And then we pushed it back a little bit further to the end of July. Well, things still weren't looking good, with all of that going on. So then we pushed it back to mid-September. Well, here we are in August, and we're still having the updates from the mayor and the governor, really even, the big, just Ohio in general, along with paying attention to what's happening in the other states of just saying, hey, you might not be able to have this event at all. And if you do, it's going to look a lot different. So the way that we set it up, we just decided that we'd rather not take that risk, one, with keeping it live and in person, but also we want to keep the integrity of the event the way that it is. I don't feel that the same type of experience and community can be achieved with just putting this event online, because when you're watching online trainings, I'm guilty of it too. You're watching it from your computer and you're typically doing it while you're working on something else and you have your email open and all these things. And it's a better experience, I would say, in person. And that's the value of what it is, especially as we're talking about the theme this year is unfiltered. So how to build community in a dark social world. I think this is something definitely that I really wanted to be in person. So you should have received, if you had signed up or if you had already purchased your ticket or whatever, we did share some information on it, but all's not lost. Don't worry. There's more to share with this. I'm going to share my screen real quick and just show you the email that we sent out, because we had quite a bit of people kind of give us some feedback on this. So our email. So we did send out an email to everybody that registered and let them know that. And by the way, these were all gifts that were made by Chad Peterson, that Chad and Lainey Peterson that have attended Social Media Week Lima last year, and gifts from people at the event. So this is like from our VIP party that we do. But we basically just told everyone that we're going to bump the event to next year. If you already signed up, we are going to be providing a pivot opportunity to where either, one, you can roll your ticket over to next year and get the masterclass that we're going to be talking about here in a minute and what that is entailing, or you can just get a quick refund on your ticket and totally get it. So we've emailed this out to everyone, and most people have opened and responded. Honestly, we've only had three people total that have decided that they want their refund, which I am so thankful for. That speaks volumes. I mean, it's not it's in its own kitty of, savings there to refund. But I love that the community is given, that much support to it, that they're like, we want to continue it. I just love these gifts. I could watch them all day. Especially this one, Damien. So, is a lot to put in there, but in the email itself, but people, had said, it feels like I'm just watching, a story and reading along. So they went through it. So to break things down, we already have up information for Social Media Week Lima 21. And we will be, sharing that information out on the Social Lima website. And the goal is to keep the theme as long as it's relatable by 2021, which I feel like it's only going to become even more relatable with the growth of dark social that we've talked about on here. Keep the lineup of speakers, the same great ideas. Some of the after party stuff may have to tweak just depending on what our world looks like in June of next year. But that's the update on Social Media Week Lima. And the reason why, I just wanted to kind of give some context around why we're not just kind of doing what many people are doing and just making it a virtual event. I think people like Inbound, actually, I just did my recorded session for their conference, and, some others, the Conversations conference that ManyChat's doing. They have some really amazing ideas to make their online conference really successful and engaging, and they have a large group of people to do that. But I don't feel like for Lima this year, with the time constraints, I would be able to do it justice to keep that integrity of Lima, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yes, indeed. So basically those dates are going to be out there, the June 2021 dates, and
16th and 17th of June right now.
Yes, 16th and 17th June 2021. But we also have some other things to talk about.
But there's more. But wait, there's more. So one thing we can do that I know is successful and that we've done before online, because we don't want to leave people hanging. The goal, again, is giving back to the community, giving back to our clients, and letting them know what they need to prepare for this year. So while we're not doing the same kind of presentation style, what we are going to be doing is a masterclass on relationships and ROI. So this masterclass, the goal of it is to help anyone that has struggled with just the pieces of growing your repeat and referral business that's organic, right? So like, how can you grow and really get defined on your audience, what makes your brand unique and special, and how can you outcarry your competition to the point where it's helping to draw business into you organically, not only word of mouth business, referral business, right? Like so people are wanting to refer you on more often, and it's helping to increase your ROI. Especially important this year because of many businesses are sometimes open, or they're open different hours, and they really do have to rely on having this connection and community with their audience in a big way to keep them coming back, keep them supporting their business, and wanting to be loyal to that business, right? So we're going to be doing a full masterclass on the care process. So that's first and foremost to let you know that. That's what we're going to be doing, and doing it in a way that's going to be more hands-on how-to type videos versus just me talking at you. As well as we're backing it with 3 interviews a day, or 3 videos, I should say, a day. It is going to be virtual, of course. And the first video is going to be the how-to. So we're going to be breaking each part of the care process. So the first is, how do you capture attention, right? To draw people into your brand. How do you stand out amongst that sea of samesies? So we're going to be breaking down elements of how to capture attention. And then we're going to have an interview with a case study, so you can see that in action. So you can get an example of it for a business, like how a business is doing that. And then we'll do the same thing with, how do you articulate your message? So how do you make it stupid, crystal clear what it is that you offer, how people can sign up, and in a way that they're going to easily be able to refer you on. Same framework. showing you how to do it, giving the workbook in order to do it with us in part of this community. So it's going to be in a private group community where you'll be along with peers to learn, watch the videos again, and again, showing you example of that in action as an interview style where you'll be able to live ask questions. Same thing with the relationship side, how to use relationships to grow that ROI, some principles of that, some actionable steps that you can take, example of some businesses that are doing it, exceptional experiences. How do you walk through your website to see if there's some friction points that are kind of preventing that exceptional experience, live interview of somebody that's went through that on their website and some things that they've done there. So that's going to be the framework, and it's going to be over a 4-day period that we're going to be putting the videos out, and then have some bonus sessions for speakers such as you, Mike, that are going to be talking about, for small businesses, or how to make sure that your social kind of matches up with what you're putting out and how you can track it. We had some speakers that are going to be coming in, like Tony from our team, talking about the ads that you should be having for your business. So there's going to be several bonus sessions that you can watch and replay.
Yes. Now, I think a couple key things to emphasize on what you said there. So basically, everybody, I mean, it is kind of class with the intent to learn. So you're giving them a workbook. So everybody that registers is going to have something specific, a workbook with content, some things that you're going to help them fill in so that they're kind of working out a plan on the content that's going to work for them.
Absolutely. So so absolutely. So the dates are going to be September 15th through 18th. On the 14th, we're going to give everyone the workbook and some good things to know before you get started. And then the 15th through the 18th are going to be the sessions as well as the bonus interviews. So we'll be breaking down again all of those elements on how to craft your brand manifesto, how to truly understand how to create the personas and how they're applicable, right? So some of it's going to be deep dive together live along with the interviews. And then there's going to be some bonus videos that you can watch that are specific to platforms, right? So maybe your platform of choice is LinkedIn and you want to know how to use it effectively and some of the updates there. We'll have some of those bonus videos for you to watch as well that you can access ongoing. And we'll be putting those in our private Facebook community, but these will also be sent out as a video that you can play in your email. So you can go back and watch it. And all of this is going live tomorrow. First. So we are going to give anyone that had purchased a ticket to Social Media Week Lima 20, they get this as a part of just supporting us and, rolling over their ticket. And then we'll have it for only $35 for anyone else that wants to register before September 1st. So it's going to be something that will be given out that way.
Excellent. That's a heck of a price for what's going to be delivered and the people and materials and everything that's going to be there. So, and again, I appreciate we're able to go forward with this because social media changes didn't stop, right? I mean, it's been a summer of change, and many things happening of what they've. We just talked about. Social media updates here a few weeks ago, Facebook emphasizing hashtags, all kinds of things, Instagram changes. We're going to have talking about coming up. Instagram's got reels now. What is it? How do you use it? Those type of pieces, all kinds of things. So it's important that the changes haven't happened. So you need to stay up on things. But what I like about this is, maybe more so than there's also those bonus sessions, which are going to be kind of tied specifically to this, but then the whole care model is kind of laying the foundation for everything you need to build on with the specifics then.
Exactly. Again, because it's not necessarily the extra tool, it's the technique that you are applying to it. So there's going to be case studies part of each session again, and being able to talk with the people that amplified just, I mean, they've amplified many different elements of it, but just talking to one specific step that they were able to get more clear and refined on, that's helped change their business and just what it looked like for them. And it's literally going to be what we go through with our clients on a day-to-day, and how we take them through that process, as well as information from others that are been super successful. So not just bringing in speakers that talk about it, and that's always been our core focus, is not just bringing in somebody that's talking about it, but somebody that's done it, right? Like that gets it and that's done it. So again, that's going to be rolling out tomorrow. So if you are interested in receiving information, just drop a message here like, hey, I want some more information. But the link is going to be relationshipandroi.com, and or just relationshipmarketingtraining.com. So I'll put the link here. It will not be live until tomorrow afternoon. We want to make sure that everybody's heard our message about Social Media Week Lima, being postponed, let's say, until next year, because of everything that's going on this year, and wanting to make sure safety is the main focus without us just gathering. We still, there's so many unknowns, as well as we want to make sure everybody can be there. And there's so many areas where people just can't leave their homes right now, and they're in several areas that are a little bit worse than Ohio. So we want to make sure everybody's safe, but still has that time to build community, as well as to get serious about their business and ramping it up even more so for being able to operate, whether your doors are closed or not. That's the goal.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, such a time as this is an opportune time, just because of what you said. I mean, business has changed so much. Businesses have had to, maybe, you're one of those businesses that has restrictions on how many people can be there. If you have some retail, how many people can come into the building, all those kind of things. There's just the changes. So, that you need to do some more, pivots. We've talked about these things as it in the term of a pivot. So, it's just shifting which way you're going, making some adjustments there. And maybe this can be helpful as a part of that.
Yeah. I mean, even small changes. Like I was just talking to a client earlier, and, they sell product to hair salons and hairstylists. And it was something simple, just like adding a firm onto their website, right? Because that is going to help the hairstylists and salon that are working at salons or salon owners, purchase product for their store opening back up. But since they've had, restricted income, let's just say, for the past little while, this is allowing them to split up that payment, right? And order more product now, but pay for it over time. Like little things like that, that's helping the experience. It's now increasing her sales tenfold, right? And little things like incorporating a wallet into the cart. So instead of just doing refunds and trying to figure that out, immediately you get the money added to a wallet, to where you can spend it later. Like little tweaks like that, I think, is what's really going to help open people's eyes on ways that they can tweak their business and things that they can incorporate that maybe you hadn't thought of, that are other businesses like you. That's the big goal, as well as being able to talk with them directly, because now you'll be in the community with them till you learn from them, right? And again, we're still going to be here each Tuesday. I know we have some exciting guests rolling out.
Absolutely.
Mike, you want to talk about our first one next week, Instagram?
Yes. So again, I kind of talked about this a little bit, right? So Instagram has rolled out Reels, right? This is the equivalent of TikTok in Instagram. And maybe you've seen it. You've seen a little bit of introduction of it. You're not sure what it is, how it's going to work. So we're bringing in the big Instagram gun. We're bringing in Jen Herman from San Diego. And, she's all things Instagram. So she dives into this deep.
On it literally
and
twice.
You're gonna, yeah, absolutely. Yes. And so Jen's going to be sitting with us next week, and an opportunity to talk about this and to talk about, what's happened to Instagram, some of these changes, talk about Reels, all that kind of thing. So, that's gold right there. So looking forward to that.
Yeah. And Mike and I may be sitting here just like this the whole time, because like soaking it all in, because Jen is just that good. She is, you have to come prepared with notes, or something to take notes with, because she is really ahead of the game when it comes to all things Instagram and figures it out and really understands how to apply it for brands today. So like Mike said, she's going to be talking about Reels, but also the other changes that we've briefly mentioned on here, like the shop section and the discover and other changes that Instagram has made for business that you'll want to be here for next week. So if you want to get that reminder in your inbox, you can go to magnetmarketers.com and there's a little spot there where you can just say, hey, tell me about what's to come. And we're not spamming you. We'll only just send you the email of what's coming on deck that week. And then the week after, we're going to keep on rolling with this goodness. We have Nicole Tate. So Nicole Tate, actually, she spoke at Social Media Week Lima too. I think, Mike, you and her were on a billboard together.
We were. My first digital billboard. Yes,
I
got to share it with her.
Yeah, I think it was you and Nicole and the dean of the Ohio State University at that time that was speaking on social media for universities. But Nicole is coming to chat with us and talking about social for good. She's been working with a lot of nonprofits recently and how they are using it to get community together. So more people volunteering for the cause, more people that are not just volunteering, but they have different roles and responsibilities. We're able to communicate with them. So people that are fundraising and how you get people connected through using social media and how you can coordinate those efforts and how to spot your opportunities and the best way of communication. She's going to be telling you about some of the stories and the projects that she's worked on. And with, again, things that are happening all over the world. I think this could be a really good opportunity, not only to learn about how you can do things social for good, but even moving forward, maybe you're hosting an event or whatever else, and how you can just get those volunteers together quickly and using social media to do so. She's going to be breaking down that, as well as giving us an update on some exciting other things that she's working on. So excited to have Nicole joining us. And then we have a couple more guests after that we'll be sharing next week. But we have several new guests and new faces, I would say, to Magnet Marketers that you haven't seen before that will be joining us over the course of the next 6+ weeks. So I hope you'll be back here next Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we'll be greeted with the wealth of information from Jen Herman. I'm excited to hear from her.
Yes. Yeah. No. So looking forward to that. Jen Herman a week from now, Nicole Tate 2 weeks out, some other things coming up, the Masterclass, then let's say the dates again, September 15 to 18, right, for the Masterclass?
That's correct. Yep. But
and it goes live
tomorrow. Yep. All attendees and speakers will have that rolling out, and also some people that really have applied to speak at it will be reaching out to do those bonus sessions as well, and really get all the goodies added in there for all of the masterclass. So be live tomorrow. I'll share the link here in the notes. And one other thing I didn't mention about Jen really quick here, or about Instagram rather, with Reels is, I don't know if you heard this, Mike, but did you hear 45 days till doomsday with TikTok?
Yes.
That the executive order was signed like yesterday, the day before on TikTok?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
so
and that's
we've heard rumors of that before.
Basically, it has to be.
Really gonna happen, but it sounds like it.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have 45 days to determine whether they can get U.S. ownership that our government feels good about, correct? I mean, Microsoft was leading with possibilities there, but so the clock is ticking, supposedly.
There's been some rumors of Twitter, of Microsoft, of who knows. There's been some rumors. We'll see what happens, but 45-day countdown has begun. So we're yet to see what's going to happen with TikTok. But until then, it's time to learn some Instagram Reels and something that we know is going to stay around for a while. So hope to see you guys all back next week, Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here at Magnet Marketers, where our goal is always to help you become a magnet with your marketing instead of a bullhorn. Until then, I look forward to chatting with all of you soon and hopefully seeing you in the masterclass.
See you guys.